Sorry for the delays. I'm eating a bagel and cream cheese really quick before we start. With that particularly large case of the hangries out of the way, let's get to starting. There we go. So, this is Biomute. It came across my feed back when it was 2021 initially. Had no interest in the game. Well, I had a massive amount of interest in the game at the time when it was being showcased and shown off. And then it fell off my radar completely. Like, completely. I was looking for some games on my Humble Monthly to see if there was some games that I would want to play. And I came across Biomutant. And it sparked those memories right back up. So I decided, fuck it. Let's give it a try. Um,
Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure.
And because I don't actually want to change anything, just gonna...
Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your first style.
I don't know why there's no music.
Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick a class. Saboteur. Commando. Deadeye. Commando. Commando chosen. Good choice.
All right.
Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living. But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Color me light. Freedom and...
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice to be precise, an echo of balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
Seems more like you're being light-headed if you ask me, but you'll come around eventually.
But what comes around goes all the way back around. So, it's better to stick to your instincts. You can't fight what's in your nature.
In your nature, and here I was hoping we'd be all about natural selection, survival of the strongest, and so forth. If that's not instinct, then I don't know what is.
Natural selection is all about evolution and progress. And as soon as there's enough light, darkness will disappear.
Not how that works, but alright.
Right is always right. Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family? Or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger.
Oh, hello.
Better make a run for it. This
Whoa.
is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die.
Towards an enemy to target them with ranged attacks. Reload your weapon, press R. The energy is used for dodging, using mutations, and performing special attacks. When you're out of key energy, you'll be unable to perform these actions. Your key energy regenerates both in and out of combat.
Who needs a weapon?
I just kicked some rats in the face. Let's go. You found a weapon special effect add-on. Attach it to your ranged weapon to give it an extra damage type for as long as the ammo lasts. Some enemies have resistances or weaknesses to different weapon special effects, so use them wisely. Medical supply bags. Entitled to helium. The health doesn't automatically regenerate in combat. Okay, so gotta use healing items in combat. But
The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death. But some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways.
fallen enemies can often be looted for healing items. Oh,
That's interesting.
oh, goddamn.
Blasting everything to bits.
These look like normal-sized doors for normal-sized people. Launcher. Upgrade points. Defeating enemies and completing quests will give you XP. Leveling up allows you to raise one of your attributes by 10. You'll also get 1 point that you can use to unlock skills, and Wong Fu and perks. Okay. Here, the circle icon. Stats, you can scrap the highlighted piece of gear for crafting resources. Just pants. Automation. Flashlight, health inject. Oh! So this thing's gonna get stronger as we go. No. Oh, there's entire combo systems in this game. Oh. Screw it. Whoa! Sorry, this is the map. That's a decent size for a map.
Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight.
What that could be useful for?
That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it.
Oh, you just fucking melt if you sit in the oil. Okay. Oh, that's good to know now.
The morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you.
Way to performing a special attack. Possible special attacks prompted in the lower right hand corner of the screen. Pressing the indicated input while it is shown will trigger your special attack. Bioblob, these are points used to unlock mutations. Oh.
Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind.
You found a puzzle. These are scattered around the world, some open new paths, while others feature different rewards. Switch node, WS, rotate node, QE.
There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right, but no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Onwards and upwards.
The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label.
Excuse me.
The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. There you go.
Those puzzles are actually pretty alright. Not the hardest thing in the world, but not... I can see how they'd become very messy very quickly. Perfectly countering an enemy attack will stun them. The stunned enemy has stars circling around their head. And after hitting the enemy again, you can launch it up into the air by pressing.
The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Now that's a flesh wound. Bang, bang. Halfway there. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup. The scrap keeps piling up. He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
By default, dialogues are set to advance from an NPC line to the next automatically. If you want to manually advance them, you can change it in the settings. Oh. This game is horribly washed out because this is not set up correctly. But... Oh. What the
Asks
fuck?
if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Mooma knows you are here.
I hope I told her.
You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life. You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding.
Oh.
You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's ki energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life. Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. He has the feeling the fate of the world depends on it. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy.
The dialogue in this game. Ooh. Come here.
You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree. Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village's sake, but for all of us, everyone. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Mooma will be able to protect us. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Mooma comes looking for you. You did good here today.
I shouldn't make her worry.
No, Oh, she's got lots on her mind and needs rest after the raid last night on the Lupin camp with her disciples. Wonders if they let the Predator family live or not. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived.
World Eaters?
The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse that Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land set the World Eaters' DNA into overdrive. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Nocco has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters. You're getting the hang of it.
Okay.
Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see.
Signposts are found near locations of interest all around the world. You'll unlock a signpost when interacting with it. You can fast travel to signposts you've unlocked. Nice. You can map at any time with it.
Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out of Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down.
I wonder what's over here.
It's a bridge. Just get over it. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here.
Infinite balance is two halves that complete a wholeness that flows through all things. At times you'll be able to manifest your inner balance through deeds and dialogue choices. Few of those who always act in the same manner, and whose wholeness is the sum of the choices we make and the actions we take. The balance of your actions creates your aura score, which affects the dialogues with other characters.
He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack. He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed true to your heart.
Interacting with captives and psi shrines will award you with psi points that you can use to unlock psionic powers. Powers can only be unlocked once you have reached the required dark or light balance.
Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions.
Okay.
He's grateful for that. You still seem to have a spark of light in you.
Ah! That's a spark of light in you!
Watch already?
That's right. Smack that spark out before it starts.
You don't have to be so harsh. It's such a little spark.
Take it out now while it's small.
There's always another spark.
You've gained a psi point, use it to unlock powers in the mutations menu. Some powers are locked by aura score, meaning that your psi points can only be unlocked powers of the same color as your current aura, for those without color.
There's Out of Date again. He must have missed something important. Out of Date says you will make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support of a tribe, and there are two nearby. The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match, as they act on the understanding of the greater good and have a code of honor. Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world, and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side. He believes the tribe Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part. Out of Date will be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to do.
Current and started quests are shown in your journal. You can change which quests you track by opening the Journal tab, selecting another quest. In the Journal tab, you can find information on your quests as well as all previous tutorials and dialogues. Or just hit J to open it up. Okay. We're gonna go with the Myriad. I think.
Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's unusual that natural tunnels like this still exist. Most of them got flooded. Took care.
Oh. Oh no, I'm fighting against
Good hit.
Oh. This game has some pretty fun combat.
This area was beautiful before the tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone.
Nice.
That's the Myriad Tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know. Let's see.
UP on the side post. Oh, okay.
It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war.
Guide me to your seafood.
They've already got word of an intruder, so he guesses the Sifu must be very interested in meeting you.
Yeah, sorry. Kind of kicked your guys' ass already. A little earlier. Didn't mean to.
Sipi? La panen aginkan man. Gerat na fala hutut mustugai la wute.
The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 has preceded you.
A vigilante?
He heard you took out-of-date side against the scavengers in Bunker 101. It seems you believe in helping your next. And that's something you have in common. There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted. The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu disciples.
My Muma?
Your Muma invented Wang Fu.
Mama.
Originally, it consisted of unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain. Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor. If you believe there's some good in everyone, there's still hope for tomorrow. You'll unite the tribes and defeat the World Eaters to save the Tree of Life.
I'll join the Myriad.
He was hoping you'd join them. You understand that there's no harm in doing good to others. The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident you can unite the other tribes. The one you should coerce first is the Jagni tribe. Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. Even those who desire peace have been forced to prepare for war. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. You both have gentle minds, so they want to wage a gentle war. A war that bonds as much as it breaks. Tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the rival outposts and earn the right to wield the tribe weapon. Once you've dealt with the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu to unite their tribe with yours and let your kin share land again. Seeing you brings back his memories of the old village. He remembers your kind and unselfish soul and can sense you still have it in you. The will to do good. Anyway, the memories you make with your family are strong and can sometimes come to life. The old...
I didn't want to skip it. But
You have things to do. places to go to.
Karadan woof and mat gain.
Seems surprised.
Let's go. Is a banana.
Says daytime is the right time to get things done.
Okay.
Says you should.
This game's presentation is very strange. Oh, I have a level up.
That's more like it.
Luck chance, yes. A melee part? Ow. That fucking hurt. Do I think this is the kind of game that would hide shit in the grass? No. No, I don't think they would, really. Could be wrong about that.
Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wanted ones especially, deformed and unfurred.
Whoa.
Get out of here. Hack and slash. Hot mess. You're half dead. Feeling better. Bullets everywhere.
Well then, that was the thing. It's
Now you're covered. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer.
the way this game is presented is a very storybook-esque, and it's really enjoyable.
Let's see.
The issue is, I'm hungry now, and so I think I'm gonna call it here. I'm not wholly enjoying my time with it, unfortunately. The combat's fun, but it could... It could use... It feels just a tiny bit rushed. And very much not, Oh, bruh. I think I'm gonna play more of it. Just not today. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'm gonna be going, eating some food here, and relaxing for the evening. I should be back tomorrow, though, so look forward to that. Toodles.